hate that it had to play out like that, but when it comes to family, I mean, Kanye and I will always be family.
We are recapping the biggest moments from the Kardashians ABC special. Hey guys, welcome back to Shared News. The Kardashian press tour is in full swing, gearing up for their new show. We'll get into everything we learned from their ABC special. But first, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any Kardashian updates. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright. Today, joined by the wonderful Zachary Reality and Alison Van Dam. You guys, what did you think of the special? First impressions.
Oh my God. The press tour is in full effect, and I'm excited to hear all of the tea you have brought, Morgan. I didn't watch the ABC special, but I did watch the Jimmy Kimmel one, so I might have some insight on that you didn't get from the ABC, so we'll definitely compare notes. But the Kardashians are looking fabulous. Like, all of them just look so good, and I'm kind of living for Kendall's red hair era, because we haven't had a redhead Kardashian since Khloé did it back in the day. So I'm kind of excited about that, and I'm just really excited that the show's coming back literally next week. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I'm excited for the show. We're 1 week away. I love that we're getting press and interviews from them ahead of time. I agree with Zach. We're doing some new hair moments. It's a new era for all of them. I'm excited. I would like to be seeing some more Kylie. I wish maybe she was doing some press, but I understand she just had a baby. I was a little disappointed with the Robin Roberts interview, if I'm being honest. It felt like maybe a lot of information that we might already know if you have been following them for a while, but maybe it was kind of a nice recap and introduction for people that maybe are just starting to follow them with the Hulu show and didn't watch them for years on E. So maybe it was a good foundation to set before the new show, but I do wish maybe we would have gotten a little more teases, a little more tea.
Yeah, I agree with you, Allison. I think it was pretty much geared for people who have no idea what the Kardashians are all about because, like you said, it was mostly like a rehash of old interviews, but we did get some new information just to lay the groundwork. Kim, Kourtney, and Khloé, along with Kris Jenner, chatted with Robin Roberts about all things Kardashian and Jenner as they get ready to embark on their next chapter of their reality TV saga. Very first, right off the bat, they start immediately talking about Kanye. About the Kim and Kanye drama, it playing out publicly on social media. Robin Roberts asked Kim how she felt about Kanye's recent antics online. This is some of the new information that we're seeing for the first time. Kim said,
I hate that it had to play out like that, but when it comes to family, I mean, Kanye and I will always be family. At the end of the day, I just want my kids to be happy and healthy and think the world of their dad, and they do.
now, this is only the second time that we've seen Kim publicly address what's going on with Kanye when it comes to recent events. What did we think of her answers? Zach, go first, and then Allison, you can share your thoughts as well.
I mean, I think Kim likes to keep it cool always. She wants to set a good example for her kids if they do see this on social media. The only time we did, see her clap back, which you mentioned, Morgan, was when Kanye created this whole false narrative that wasn't true, where like he didn't get invited to the birthday party and then he didn't get to see his kids, but Kim said, no, you dropped them off at school. It seems like Kanye has finally gotten into a better place where he's staying low on social media. He dropped out of Coachella. He's supposedly, going to get treatment, working on his mental health. So it seems like Kim wants to, encourage that and support him. And the way to do that is by saying less and not saying more, because that is kind of the what sparks Kanye is when, you give that, like you feed the person the fire and then they go crazy. So I really like Kim's answer, and it's Kim. She's always been so poised and sophisticated, and I feel like Kardashian fans, who aren't fans, don't understand that Kim is always going to rise above and stay on top, and that is why so many of us love and have so much respect for her.
Yeah, I completely agree. She is, professional to a T. Everything she does in the public eye has, been very professional, been very calm, cool, collected. And I also think that if she did engage, right now, majority of people are team Kim because she is calm and collected and she's not engaging. I think maybe if she did get more fiery or get more defensive, there's a chance that people could start debating what team they're on. So it is a very good almost strategy in this way to just stay lower, not engage whatsoever, and just kind of let Kanye do his thing because he is his own demise at this point, and he's, creating his own issues by continuing to take to social media and be loud and involve the public. And so I think it's really smart what Kim is doing. And I think above all, she is a mother and she prioritizes her kids and she just wants them to be safe and happy and healthy. And so if she can maintain any sort of, you know, calm, neutral relationship with their father, she's going to try and do that.
Yeah, and of course, all of this stems from Kim's new relationship with Pete Davidson, which they did address in the special as well. Everyone sang his praises. Kim said,
I'm very happy and very content, and it's such a good feeling just to be at peace.
when asked about how serious things are getting, she said,
I am a relationship kind of girl for sure, and I wouldn't be with someone if I didn't plan on spending a lot of my time with them.
We did just get some paparazzi photos of North with Pete. Alison, staying in the realm of Kanye, how do you think he handled that? Because he was also very outspoken about the fact that he did not want Pete to meet his kids.
I mean, I guarantee he's not happy about it because he's Kanye. I would say he should be really happy about it because if someone's going to be, dating your ex-wife or, around your children, you would want them to have a positive, nurturing relationship. I think we've seen it in our personal lives or in other couples that have broken up. Like if you can have a positive co-parenting relationship, not only with your ex, but potentially with who you date or get remarried to, that's the dream because all kids want is stability and having people around them that love them. So, if I was in his shoes, I think I would try and rise above and be like, oh, yeah, this stings that it's not me with my daughter, but I'm so glad that she has a positive male influence in her life when I'm not around. But again, it's Kanye. So he's probably really angry and he's probably freaking out. And there's only so much you can do because, like, what is Kim supposed to do? Just stay single the rest of her life and never put anyone else around her kids? Like, that's not possible either. So I wish Pete the best because I think he's trying to fight an uphill battle with this whole Kanye thing.
And Zach, do you think that because we're seeing these photos of Pete with, at least one of their children, that things are starting to get more serious between Kim and Pete?
Yeah, I mean, meeting the kids is a big deal, especially when they're so little. Obviously, Kim would not introduce just anyone to her kids. So they're definitely, at peace, as Kim says. They're moving things along. I'm sure we'll see him on the next season. They definitely seem like they're in it for the long haul. But to be completely honest, like, I like both of them. I'm happy Kim and Pete are happy. Like, that's great. But I still have reservations, not because I think Pete's a bad guy, but I just think they're two different people. The age gap, the lifestyles, the different coasts. Like, I don't see an engagement. I don't see the long haul here. I feel like it's just a rebound phase, having fun, which is fine. Let them have fun. I'm not judging, but that's just like my interpretation of what's going on.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I just don't see, Kim and Pete walking down the aisle together. Might be a hot take. I know people love them. But speaking of walking down the aisle, let's get to Kourtney. Her relationship with Travis was front and center at this special. Kourtney, who almost spent 10 years with Scott Disick and had 3 children with him, is super happy now to be engaged to the Blink 182 drummer. She said that they've been friends for years before they dated. She said,
I felt like deep down, if we looked into each other's eyes and made it physical, that it would just be over.
And she was right. It is over. I mean, Zach, do you think that maybe this was a long time coming? Because she said it. They had been friends for 15 years. They just never crossed that line. Was it because Scott was in the way? Do you think these two are just destined to be together and that timing is everything?
I mean, it's really hard to pursue someone when they're in a full blown relationship and have children with someone else. So I feel like Kourtney and Travis just couldn't really consider it. And once the opportunity arose where they were both single, they're neighbors, they're friends, I think they were open to kind of dipping in that line. And I think it really worked out because Kourtney is so famous and in the public eye and on reality TV, the biggest reality show in the world, that, she ends up with someone that actually knows her for her and knows her before she was a mega star and knows her behind the camera. So I really think their connection was natural. I'm more interested, I know everyone's interested in Kravis. I'm still so intrigued on Kourtney's relationship with her sisters because even watching the Jimmy Kimmel interview and just seeing, the relationships throughout the past couple years, like it is still so clear to me that Kim and Khloé are still so passive aggressive towards Kourtney, and it still is low key the two of them versus her. And I'm just excited to see that play out, and I want to see more sister fights.
Allison, do you think that Kourtney and Travis will be the most successful Kardashian relationship?
Maybe because, like Zach said, there is that foundation of friendship there. I also want to mention, we saw them at the Grammys, the Oscars the week before, and then the whole Vegas wedding thing happening after the Grammys. And there's been, some footage released of people who saw them around that time or afterwards. And I watched this video that popped up on my For You page of them, I think, coming back from the chapel and maybe going to their hotel. And you can tell Kourtney might be, she did blame a little tequila. She might be a little feeling it. And Travis is just almost like helping her walk, like holding her, like really just fully attentive to her. And someone commented about, previous season of the Kardashians way back when they were in Vegas and Scott was out of control. And Kourtney did an interview and she was just like, I just want someone to take care of me. I don't want to constantly have to be someone taking care of them. And I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
her relationship with Scott was her giving and giving and giving. And I think what that video showed me of after their, crazy Vegas weekend, she finally has someone that's taking care of her. Like it's more equal. She can finally take. So I'm really excited for her. And I think it could very well be endgame for the two of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
They're in
really,
it.
really great point. Let's move on to Chloe because she also addressed her past relationship with Tristan Thompson. And I know we're focusing heavily on these relationships, but like I said, this really was the only new information that we got out of this ABC special. For the first time, Chloe is saying publicly that Tristan Thompson is not the man for her.
Thank
She's
God.
been keeping I know, right? She's been keeping a really low profile, but we know every 6 months or so there's new allegations when it comes to Tristan. There's been a lot of question marks around their relationship. Chloe said in this interview,
I still think he's a great guy and he's a great dad. He's just not the guy for me.
great guy? Really? Do you guys
Hallelujah.
think that Chloe actually thinks that he's a great guy after all of this?
Yes, I think he probably is a good guy enough. I really like he's probably a decent guy. I feel like even when we seen him on the Kardashians, like he is a nice guy. Like obviously he's probably putting on a front for the cameras. He just has a problem where he just can't keep it in his pants and he has these girls, throwing themselves at him and he's a player, he's an F boy, he is horny, he's a sex addict, like he is a cheater, a liar. Like he is all of those things, but that doesn't mean that he's not like a good guy who has moral. Like I mean, I'm like trying to defend him here. It doesn't mean that he's not a good guy that like still cares about Chloe and True and the family at the end of the day. Of course he does. Of course he has a heart. Of course he like wants to, of course he has love for them and takes care of them. He just has this F boy and this tendency, and I'm so happy that Chloe has come to this realization. And I hope that we see this on the new season because she was always my favorite for so long. And then I could not support her when she gave him all of these chances. So now I'm rooting for Kim as my number one. But I'm hoping that Chloe wins me back this season because me and her, like, we have similar birthdays. We're just so similar. So I'm glad that she is in this new era. And I hope that she finds a hot guy. She did say on Jimmy Kimmel that she's not dating and that no one wants to set her up.
What do you think, Allison?
I think that might be the funniest thing I've ever heard Zach say is him going off
I know,
saying he's
so
just an
corny.
F-boy, he screws up, he can't keep it in his pants, but he's a good person. I mean, I don't know how he
Yeah.
is, but he is. I think we've seen it on the show though, of he does screw up and then she's really mad and she puts up boundaries, but then he steps up in the moments where she, I think, feels vulnerable or very lonely. We think about the time when she had COVID and couldn't leave her room. She talked about those in the interview, him showing up
Mhm.
every day, taking care of True, taking care of the house, making sure she was good. So you know what I mean? Like it's he kind of keeps balancing things out kind of. Every time he screws up, he would show up at a time where she really needed him, and I think because she's a forgiving and a loving person and she prioritizes True above all else, that would kind of help her forget about the really bad time that they had just had. So it was kind of this repeating cycle of him screwing up, him stepping up, him screwing up, him stepping up. And I think finally she's realized that the screw ups are a lot bigger than the step ups. And I'm just happy that she's done. I'm also kind of happy that she's not looking to date right now because I think she might just need some time to fully recover from that kind of tumultuous cycle that the relationship was while still maintaining a positive co-parenting relationship. I think the individual alone time could be very, very good for her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with you. And I almost feel that way about Kim. I wish that she wouldn't have just gotten into another relationship with Pete, very soon after, because I want to see Kim in the single phase. I want to see her, with this guy on one night and this guy on another night and trying to figure out who she's dating. But like she said, she's just a relationship girl. So I guess we can't blame her for that. We know the Kardashians premieres on Hulu next week, April 14th. Let us know your thoughts on the special in the comments. Who did you think had the most compelling thing to say? Was it about Kim and Pete, Travis gushing over each other like they do every single time they're together? Or are you just glad that Khloé is finally done with Tristan Thompson romantically? Let us know your thoughts. We love to hear from you. Come say hi to us on our social media pages as well. We'll get all into it in the DMs too. Don't you worry. Our social media handles are on the screen now. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to our channel, ring the bell. We'll keep you updated with all Kardashian news, and we'll see you guys back here next time. Bye.